Here are some of the most disturbing and controversial details pulled from the Epstein files. The ones that don't always make the headlines. 50. The term cannibal appears dozens of times across the documents, along with several mentions of cannibalism. One email from a heavily redacted sender refers repeatedly to a place called Cannibal and talks about jerky, which fueled online speculation that certain words may have been used as coded language. Whether coincidence or code, the pattern caught attention, but that's only the surface. 49. One account in the files references an alleged 2019 FBI interview with an anonymous man who claimed he witnessed ritualistic acts aboard Epstein's yacht around the year 2000.
No physical proof was provided, but the allegation, involving supposed sacrifices, remains one of the darkest claims ever linked to him. 48. The documents contain numerous emails showing Epstein pressuring women to send explicit images.
In one exchange from 2015, a young woman says she is inexperienced and afraid. His reply ignores her concerns and demands a photo anyway. The tone is cold and transactional. 47. Hidden surveillance equipment was reportedly installed across several of Epstein's properties. His pilot, Larry Visosky, confirmed purchasing small motion-activated cameras from a Florida spy shop. Some were allegedly concealed in everyday objects, including tissue boxes. 46. Around the same time those cameras were being discussed, an email referenced installing them very discreetly, with a suggestion that the Russians may come in handy. That line sparked theories that compromising footage may have been used as leverage against powerful guests. 45. Many emails remain partially redacted, adding to speculation. In one message sent just after the 2016 US election, a correspondent asks Epstein what would happen in Europe and Eastern Europe. His response was brief: "It's okay." 44. Hollywood connections appear repeatedly. Publicist Peggy Siegel exchanged emails with Epstein for years. In one 2009 message sent while she was in Kenya, she jokingly wrote about bringing a baby back for him.
Though phrased as humor, the message unsettled many once revealed. 43. Epstein often portrayed himself as someone who could arrange meetings with world leaders. In emails with former strategist Steve Bannon, he claimed he could organize one-on-one meetings with international figures routinely. 42. Former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak once described Epstein as a collector of people. Emails show dinner plans and communications between them over several years. 41. Director Woody Allen's name appears thousands of times in the record. In one exchange, Epstein mentions being in Paris with him. While Allen has not been accused of wrongdoing in connection to Epstein, their documented association raised eyebrows. 40. Spiritual author Deepak Chopra also appears in the files. Records show he attended private gatherings at Epstein's New York residence and invited him on a trip to Israel. Chopra later publicly stated he regretted the association. 39. Physician Peter Attia corresponded with Epstein in emails that included explicit subject matter and references to the lifestyle Epstein led. Attia later expressed regret for the connection. 38.
Emails show Epstein communicating with prominent Middle Eastern business leaders. In one exchange, physical appearance of women is discussed in blunt terms, reinforcing the disturbing tone seen elsewhere. 37. Epstein's writing style in many emails was direct, detached, and at times deeply disturbing. He occasionally referred to women impersonally and made references to torture videos in ways that alarmed readers. 36. His Florida estate reportedly operated under a strict internal household manual. Temperature settings, guest procedures, and staff behavior were tightly controlled. 35. The manual also allegedly instructed staff to keep firearms in specific locations and emphasized a culture of silence, summarized as see nothing, hear nothing, say nothing. 34. Government officials appear in meeting logs and email threads. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick acknowledged visiting Epstein's island after previously claiming he had cut ties years earlier. 33. Former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers also met Epstein multiple times after Epstein's initial conviction, later calling it a mistake. 32. The sports world wasn't untouched. Emails between Epstein and New York Giants co-owner Steve Tisch include references to women introduced at gatherings. 31.
There were attempts by Epstein's circle to connect with members of the British royal family in relation to film promotion efforts before the 2011 Oscars. Buckingham Palace declined involvement. 30.
Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, exchanged emails with Epstein in 2009, asking for financial assistance and praising him personally after his conviction. 29. European political figures also appear in the files, including communications that many observers found inappropriate, though no formal charges were brought in those instances. 28. British entrepreneur Richard Branson once used the term harem in an email exchange, later stating he meant adult women traveling with Epstein. 27. Epstein discussed time travel and theoretical science topics with academics at Harvard and Yale, including the biological implications of hypothetical scenarios. 26. In one email, a redacted sender mentions helping him find a fake wife, allegedly for practical or legal purposes. 25. Elon Musk exchanged emails with Epstein's circle between 2012 and 2013. Musk later stated he declined invitations to visit Epstein's island. 24. Epstein referenced visiting Buckingham Palace in correspondence believed to involve Prince Andrew. 23. Donald Trump's name appears frequently in call logs and tip reports submitted to federal authorities.
Investigators later stated they found no credible evidence supporting those specific allegations. 22. Photos from Epstein's island show a strange door leading down into water beneath the property.
Some speculate about its purpose, while others suggest it may have been connected to filtration systems. 21. Former UK official Peter Mandelson reportedly forwarded sensitive information to Epstein while in government service, leading to later investigations.
20. The files show Epstein frequently paying for flights, tuition, rent, and large expenses for associates, expanding his influence through financial support. 19. The word whoops appears hundreds of times in emails, sometimes in bizarre contexts, even in response to serious or tragic news. 18. Norway's crown princess Mette-Marit exchanged friendly emails with Epstein between 2011 and 2014, later expressing regret for the association. 17. The 1953 trust outlined distribution of his estate, naming lawyers, associates, and other beneficiaries. 16. Karina Shuliak reportedly received substantial assets, including real estate and cash, according to trust documents. 15. Epstein attempted to arrange a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin, though there's no public evidence the meeting ever occurred.
14. The word pizza appears hundreds of times in the files. Online speculation suggests possible coded language, though no official confirmation supports that claim. 13. Emails between Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell reference fertility discussions, including instructions regarding sperm samples. 12. There are hints in correspondence suggesting the possibility of a secret child, though nothing has been conclusively proven. 11. One alleged victim's diary referenced a pregnancy and claimed her child was taken shortly after birth, a claim that remains unverified but deeply troubling. 10. A striped temple-like structure stood on the highest point of Epstein's island. Its purpose remains unclear. 9. Epstein was heavily interested in genetics and transhumanism, funding research related to embryo modification and so-called designer babies. 8.
In emails with scientists, he discussed controversial ideas about altering human biology, including sexual behavior. 7. Some messages show him expressing racially charged and pseudoscientific beliefs about intelligence and genetics.
6. He reportedly paid for genome sequencing and longevity research related to himself. 5. There were discussions about creating a baby factory at his New Mexico ranch, though no evidence confirms the plan was carried out. 4.
Photos of his properties show walls filled with explicit artwork and disturbing imagery. 3. Bizarre sculptures and unsettling decorative pieces were found in his New York townhouse. 2.
In a recorded interview, Steve Bannon asked Epstein if he believed he was the devil. Epstein responded cryptically, saying he had a good mirror. 1. Shortly before his death in 2019, Epstein's legal team reportedly discussed cooperation with federal prosecutors. Some believe he was prepared to share information, fueling long-running speculation about whether powerful individuals feared what he knew. The files may be redacted. The truth may still be incomplete.